and we're going to kick this off. So I'm going to say thank you guys for being on here today. Always grateful to have the opportunity to help you get started. So my name is Andrea Rosser. I have been part of the System of Growth pretty much since it began, and have been able to really benefit from what this system has created for our business and for a lot of people on the team. So today, my goal is to help get you up to speed and make sure that you have all the tools in your tool belt so that you can have the success that you're looking for here with PartnerCo. And so with that, I got to go make sure that my file is available. So hold on a second here. Oh, and okay, here we go. So I am going to share my screen, and I'm trying to see who all is on here. If I can tag somebody in to be my co-host to let people in the waiting room when I'm sharing my screen. So Anthony, your camera's not on, so you might be driving. Kelly, you can help. Or sorry, Jennifer, let me go. I'm going to make you a co-host here. And if you don't mind, if you can let people in when they come, because when I'm sharing my screen, I can't see them. So, all right, beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Thank you for that. And here we go. Bear with us here, guys. All right. We're going to go here. So welcome to the Getting Started training. I am Andrea Rosser. Like I said, super excited to share with you guys today. And before we get started, I'm going to start with a little caveat. I am going to assume that you have two things already done on your phone that you've already got up to speed. So the first one, I'm going to assume that your Facebook is in professional mode. And if it's not, here's a couple of little screenshots so that you can see how to do it. So the first one is you are going to go to Facebook, you'll go to your profile, and as you can see on here, there's 3 little dots, and that is going to be when you click on that, it's going to give you some options for your profile. Towards the bottom, you're going to see a button that will say turn on or off professional mode. If it says turn off, well, don't do that. You're already on. But if it says turn on professional mode, go ahead and do that. And then it's going to ask you a couple of questions. But what that's going to do, it's going to allow you to be able to schedule your post, which is going to make your life a little bit easier. So I'm going to assume that you have that already. And then I'm also going to assume that you have boards downloaded already on your phone and you know how to use boards. And I'm going to say a couple of words here. And if it does not make sense to you, then I'm going to ask you at the end to message me, and I'll share my phone number. But if it doesn't make sense to you, then that means that you might not be using boards appropriately. But if you are using boards by opening up Facebook or opening up Instagram or opening up Messenger, and you're clicking on the globe, then you're using it right. If you are opening up boards and you're copying and paste and you're actually using the boards app directly, then you're probably not using it the most effective way. And so if you're not quite sure how to use boards, or if whoever got you started didn't do a boards training with you, please message me at the end when you see my number, because we want to make sure that you're using it most effectively. And then with that, right here on our boards, there is a getting started guide. It says start here. And if you have not gone through that, please do, because that's going to give you a lot of the resources that you need to get started. So that's kind of the backstory. And again, if you don't have this, if you don't have a board with this, you're going to message me at the end. We're going to get you caught up. Okay. So this is our resources, and these are the tools that you need to have in your toolbox in order to make sure that you have everything that you need. Excuse me, I've got to fix this real quick. I'm so sorry. Bear with me here. Sorry, folks. These are all the tools that you're going to need in order to grow your business. So the first one we've already talked about is boards. And I will say, if you take a screenshot of this screen, that will allow you to turn all of these back into links. So you don't have to jot it all down or remember it. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this right here. And then I don't know how, but magically your phone is going to allow you to click on each of these so that you can grab the links. So first one is boards. We have a variety of teams that are on this Zoom. So yours might look slightly different, but this is the one that I've created for my team. I do my best to copy everybody and make sure that it's as seamless across the different teams. But this is the one that I'm going to be talking about here. So if it looks a little different, just know that your team might do something slightly different, but the system of growth is going to be the same. Next is Telegram. Telegram that we're talking about here is a one-way communication channel. And so this is how we share information with you. This training right now, we posted about in Telegram. The Wednesday Wisdom that we're doing tonight with the world famous Susan Frank will be in Telegram. When we have a sale going on with Partner Co Nation, we're going to share about it in Telegram. And so that's how we make sure that you are informed with different things happening within the business. Next is Circle of Health. So this is a product group. It's on Facebook. This is a Facebook group that is a product resource. So you want to be using that to learn more about the drops. You want to use that to get all the tips and tricks to make sure that the drops are the most effective resource for you in your health journey. And you're going to be adding your customers to that group. It is a purely customer group, no business talk in there. So if you ask a question about a brand partner, or you talk about how much money you can make, or anything that's business talk, it will not be approved. So just know that that's not the resource where we talk business. It's purely drop talk. And I will add this there, that realize that that group is full of prospects, your prospects and the prospects of other people in the team. So with that one, you want to make sure that those people are connected to you. So when you ask your people to join the group with the Getting Started script on boards, it's going to tell them, make sure that they answer the questions in that group. If they don't answer the questions, they will not be added to the group because we won't know who they belong to. So make sure your customers to put your name in there so that they're connected with you. When they want to buy something, they want to do something else, then they'll be connected with you so that we are sure that they get, their purchases through you, all of that, right? So we want to make sure they're connected with you. And then also we want to make sure that the way that we're asking questions in there is with a positive spin. And you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes people get onto social media and it feels a little anonymous, and they'll ask a question in a way that's a little slappy. And we want to make sure that we realize that this is somebody's first day. And so they might be a little bit nervous about the drops and the transformation that they're going to have. So we want to be careful how we phrase our questions. So if you're not sure what to eat, instead of maybe saying, oh, I feel so restricted, then say, okay, I need some tips for breakfast, right? I'm looking for some more options for breakfast. How can what would you recommend? So just think about your verbiage, because your prospects are in there and other people's prospects are in there. So we want to be super respectful of that. Next Facebook group is Partner Co Nation. And this is the business group. So if you have a question on how to grow your business, I would recommend reach out to your upline, ask there first. But if you have more of a broad question or they're not able to help you, please go put that question in Partner Co Nation. But the main focus of Partner Co Nation is where we celebrate. So we're going to celebrate you when you go gold and ultimate. We're going to celebrate when you rank advance. We're going to celebrate all the different excitement that's happening around Partner Co Nation. We want to love on people in that group. So with that, you need to be in there to be loved on. So make sure you're joining that group. Make sure that you are adding your brand partners to that group so that we can love on them. Because I'll tell you, there's nothing that makes us more sad than when we go to say, congratulations, Keela, for achieving officer, and you're not there because we can't tag you in it. And that makes us sad. So make sure you're in there. make sure your brand partners are in there so that we can love on you. We're also going to share sales and calls and parties and Super Saturdays and all the things that are happening at Partner Co. We're going to share in there as well, but we want to make sure that you're in there to see it. And then the last resource that I want to make sure that you have installed on your phone is the Partner Co. Share app. And I use this to cheat. What does that mean? Well, it's got info. When you download that, you install it on your phone, you enter your brand partner ID and your password, it's going to allow you to click on a button that says tools. And in there, it's going to have information about all of our products. So I don't have to be an expert on anything. When I'm shopping to set up my subscription for next month, I can go in there and say, okay, what else do I want to try? And I can see all the different products and maybe the benefits of them, so I know what to add to my shopping cart. So that's how I use the Partner Co. Share app. I don't share the products with my customers. I just use it to learn about them for myself, so that as we're moving forward, I know what I want for my shopping cart. And then as my team grows and people are in the company and they're already enrolled, then I might share some other products with them so they know what to put in their shopping cart as well. So those are kind of the resources that we want to make sure that you are connected with, that are installed on your phone, that you've joined those groups. And then the next line are some team trainings that we want to make sure that you're a part of. So first of all, the first one that's on here is the Coach's Corner. It's Monday through Friday from 9 until 9:15 Central Time, and it's all about mindset. So it's 15 minutes of positivity to kick off your day. So you start your day in a positive mindset, that you're plugging in, you're doing a little bit of personal growth to just better yourself in just one small way. And we're also going to sing you happy birthday. We're going to have a little bit of fun in there. And so it's completely optional, but we would love for you to be a part of that so we can connect a little bit more and just start the day in a positive way. The next one is the IPA Zoom. And this is one of the most powerful Zooms that you can plug into. It's from 9:15 until 9:45, Monday through Friday. It's ran by Coach Todd Rowland, Anthony Moreland, Ken Bailey, Michelle McKay, a variety of leaders from around the nation, Coach Brent Palmer. And what they do on there is, one, they share if there's something happening that we all need to know about. But two, the main part is they share what's working. So if I do something today that makes me money, I go on there tomorrow to tell you about it, and not to brag. Right? It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with, I did A and the results were B, so that you can go do A and get the same exact results. And so that's what the IPA Zoom is about. The action that we take today, that you can go take tomorrow, so that you can go grow your business more successfully. So that's what the IPA Zoom is about. I highly recommend that you jump on there. And then on Wednesdays, we do this Zoom right here. And then Wednesday night, we do our Wednesday Wisdom. And what we do with that is we bring on people who are winning, people that are doing the things that we want to be doing in our business, that are going to share their tips and tricks with us. And so that's what Wednesday Wisdom is about. It's typically about 30 minutes. We invite leaders from around the nation to share. So tonight is going to be Chairperson Susan Frank, and she's going to be sharing with us what she's doing to win so big with her team. So highly recommend that you jump on there. So those are the resources. Hopefully everybody got a screenshot of that already. Here's your last chance. Okay, and now we're going to go down here to the next slide. And this is our social launch. Now, if we are all doing our job, we are sitting down with our new brand partners and we are walking them through their social launch. And if you haven't done that yet with your brand partners, I would recommend calling them up and saying, hey, let me help you with this. And if you haven't had that done yet, well, that's what we're here for today. And so what that social launch looks like is we help you post twice a day. And Facebook says that the peak times for eyeballs on a screen and in social media is 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. And what we're going to add to that is, let's say that you are like Jennifer on here and you are a school teacher, and 9 months out of the year, you are never on your phone at 9 and 3. I'm going to recommend that you schedule it at 2 times where you can be on your phone 10 minutes before, because in order to boost your engagement, you want to go be a Facebook user for the 10 minutes before both of your posts. And what does that look like? You're wishing people happy birthday. You are commenting on the picture of their breakfast or their dog or their kids or their graduation or whatever's going on in their world. You're jumping onto Facebook and doing that 10 minutes before your post. You're just being social on social media before your post is scheduled to go up. So for me, I do that twice a day, and my time is 10 and 4. And so those are the 2 times a day that I post. I get on there 10 minutes before, I go love on people, and then my post is scheduled, and then I go back to the real world. Okay, so we're going to do that for four weeks straight. We have all of the posts already built for you on boards, so that's why you want boards. And we're going to recommend that you use them in the order that they're in there, because they are strategic. So sometimes people say, well, I want to pick and choose. I want local people. I want whatever. Well, I'm going to say that you can do that. But what we recommend is that you follow it as it's scripted, because they build on each other and they follow a process to create curiosity, to show some different types of people, to create some fear of loss. And we're going to do a call of action. And it's going to repeat that cycle throughout the first 4 Fridays. And I'll tell you, your first 4 weeks. And when those 4 weeks are over, guess what you do? You repeat it. And sometimes people will say, well, oh my gosh, people have already seen it. But my question to you is, do you remember what everybody wore at church last week? Probably not. Nobody remembers what you posted 4 weeks ago. So you don't have to worry about it, because you're going to have real life and all these other things built in there as well. And so people aren't scrolling back a month to see what you were doing. If they are, well, then they're big fans of yours, but most people aren't going to do that. Next, we're going to use the scripts that are built in on boards. Again, we're not going to change them. We're just going to copy them because they were built intentionally to help grow your team, help move those boxes and get people informed. And then once we move those boxes, we're going to add those customers to Circle of Health or whatever product group you're using. We recommend Circle of Health because it has a ton of engagement. It has a ton of people that are moderating it and answering all of those questions. So if you're running your own group, just know that it can be a little bit harder. You want to leverage your time, and that's what Circle of Health is going to allow you to do. But if you've got a growing group already, go for it, keep using it. But I would say make sure that you tag people in a getting started video so that they know how to use the drops, they know how to use the group, and they can get connected. And then with our droppers, we're going to follow up with them weekly and make sure that they are getting loved on. And so what that looks like, and this is our customer flow. So the minute that you get somebody started on the drops, we're going to follow this process. And I'm going to add in here that if you have customers that you started a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 6 months ago that you did not follow this process, that's okay. Give yourself a little grace and let's start today. And so the first thing that we're going to do is when we get the box in their hand, we're going to send them their getting started text. And that is going to give them all the instructions on how they're going to use those drops. It's going to remind them to take their picture. It's going to remind them to read through that booklet. And then it's also going to invite them to the customer group so that we make sure that all of the resources are in their hands day one. Now, I ship most of my boxes. So what I do, I use Pirate Ship. The information about that is on boards. It's going to make your life easier and it's going to save you money. So I highly recommend it. But pirateship.com. But what I do is I track their package and it'll say, okay, it's going to be there, let's say Friday. So I'm going to put my first reminder in my phone on Friday to send the getting started message to that person on Friday, because I know that's when they're going to get their drops in hand. Then I set my second reminder for week 1. And literally what I do is say, hey, Siri, remind me in 1 week to follow up with Bob on his drops. And Siri's going to magically do it. She'll remind me 1 week from now. She's still listening. There we go. There she is. She added it. But she'll remind me 1 week from now to go send some love. So on week 1, that's all it's about for me. I send a little bit of love to that customer. So I say, it's all via text on week 1. So hope you're loving these drops. Wanted to send you a little tip. Did you take your pictures yet? And we remind them to do the things that we asked them to do in the getting started, but with a little bit of extra love of, maybe people are struggling to get their water in. So say what you did to make sure that you're getting enough water in your system. Or maybe your biggest challenge was finding a good creamer, right? You're like, I just want my morning coffee and I don't know what to put it in anymore. So you found your favorite creamer that's on the approved food list. Just send a little bit of a tip so that they know that they're a part of the community and that you're here to support them. Then week 2 is critical. Okay, so week 2 and week 3. Week 2 is going to be the first time we're going to call them. So after I followed up week 1, I put another reminder in my phone for week 2 so that I know that I'm not letting people slip through the cracks. And I'll tell you, I've done it all kinds of fancy ways. I had an Excel file, I had a Trello board, I had a CRM, a contact management, but it made it very complicated. And Coach Palmer, actually, I heard him do this and I went, oh my gosh, that's so simple. And it's so much easier and nobody falls through the cracks anymore when I just tell my phone, and you can do it on an Android, you can do it on an Apple, to just remind me in 1 week, 2 weeks, next week to do this follow-up call. And so this is what it looks like. I am going to call my customer. And you should have gotten their phone number if you're not connected with them before you sent them that first box of drops. And that's part of that script when they say they're ready to buy. Okay. But get their phone number and you're going to call them. And I do this as a regular phone call. I don't do it through Messenger. I do it on a regular phone call, and I'm going to call them. And I have my 2x2 person on reserve. Who's that? That is a person that I can get on the phone for 1 minute. That's going to be a third party credibility that's going to back me up on this call. Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through this really quickly, but I'm going to call and I'm going to say, okay, Bob, tell me the good news. How are you loving these drops? What are they doing for you? And you'll notice that I am setting up the conversation for the win. I am not asking them what they think. I'm not asking them anything other than that. I'm saying, tell me the good news. Tell me how you are winning, and they will come up with a win. They absolutely will. And it might be a small win. It might be a big win. No matter what it is, I am going to celebrate. So let's say Bob says, well, I'm sleeping so much better. Crazy enough, I didn't think it would help with that. Haven't lost the weight that I wanted just yet, only down a couple pounds, but I'm sleeping like a baby. And I'm going to say, oh my gosh, Bob, congratulations. Hold on a second. And that's it. Hold on. I don't explain what I'm going to do. They might think I have to go to the bathroom. I don't care. I'm going to say, hold on. And then I'm going to 3-way in my 2x2 person. And in this instance, it's going to be Jennifer. So I'm going to say, hold on a second. I go call Jennifer. I've already told her I'm making prospecting calls. So be ready. And she's going to pick up. I'm going to merge the call. And I'm going to say, Jennifer, I just needed to get you on the phone with Bob. Bob, this is Jennifer. She's actually the gal that got me on these drops. And I needed her to hear your win. So Jennifer, guess what? Bob's been on the drop for just 2 weeks. And he's only lost a couple pounds. So he wants to lose a little bit more, but he is sleeping like a baby. And Jennifer is going to go, woohoo, right? She's going to celebrate. Congratulations, Bob. I am so happy for you. Doesn't that feel amazing? Doesn't it feel good to wake up in the morning and you're refreshed? You've got the rest that you wanted. It's truly a game changer. And consistency is key. So you're going to want to stay on these drops. You're going to need another month before too long. So make sure that you ask Andrea about the $29.95 option where you can get a deeper discount. Might even be able to get your product for free. But you guys have a great day. Thanks for having me on. Andrea, thank you for sharing. And Jennifer gets off the phone. I used 1 minute of her time. I'm going to jump back on and I'm going to go onto boards. I'm going to go to the customer conversion tools and I'm going to go to the slide deck presentation. And I'm going to text that link right there to Bob. And I'm going to say, Bob, I'm sending you a link right now. Go ahead and open it on your phone. And he's going to open it. I'm going to open it because it's going to be my cheat guide. And I'm going to walk him through that slide deck. This is Partner Co. It's the company bringing the product to the market. We have actually over 100 different products. They're all really amazing. Next slide. actually to be in our portfolio, the products have to be tested and proven. We have a physician advisory board, we have a scientific advisory board, we have global endorsements. Like, all of our products are really, really great. Next slide. This is the product we're going to talk about. It's the drops. Next slide. You might not be seeing all of these benefits yet, but guess what? They are coming. More energy, improved metabolism, better sleep, supporting your thyroid and your blood sugar levels. I'm just cheating by reading through the slide deck, okay? And then next slide, you've seen this. This is the approved food list, and it's going to help you get to your goals even faster. And now let's just click through. I'm just going to want you to see that there's a bunch of different people benefiting from this product. It's not just you. It's not just me. It's not just Jennifer. There's people around the globe. Click, 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 click. Keep going until you get to the slide that says option. And it's going to tell you about the retail option. This is actually what you did last month, 2 weeks ago, where you bought it from me. You may not even know it, but I saved you about $50 by you going through me and getting the drops. But next slide, you actually have the ability to get a membership with this company and save even more. So it costs $29.95. That's a one-time fee. You'll never pay that again. And if you were to get one box of drops, the first month, it's going to be a little bit more because you're going to pay the fee and then it's going to ship it to you. And so it's $122.95. So a little bit cheaper, plus the $30. It's going to be a little bit more, but it'll be delivered directly to your house every 4 weeks for as long as you want it. You can cancel it anytime. But what most people do is the next slide. And with that, for $371, as you can see, that drops the cost of each box to about $100 per box. So you're getting an even deeper discount. So if you had bigger goals, you said you wanted to lose a little bit more weight. If you're looking at, 20 or so pounds, you're going to need all of these boxes. So you could do that. It's going to give you a bigger discount. Or we have a system where I can show you that you will be able to share those other boxes and you can actually get your box for free. Which option do you want? And then I'm quiet. And I let Bob tell me, you know what? I think I want that 4-pack because I've got about 40 pounds that I want to lose. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the system and we're done for the day with him. Now, the next day, I'm going to reach out and say, hey, are you interested in learning how you get yours for free, how you can share? And if he says yes, once he's in the system, I'm not going to talk about it while we're getting him enrolled. I'm not going to talk about it until later. But if he says yes, then I'm going to walk him through boards and I'm going to show him how to share. So that is the customer flow. And so now I'm going to go ahead and hit stop here. I'm going to jump over here and hopefully be able to see y'all. And I'm going to go look into the chat and see where the what the questions are. So I'm going to actually stop the recording if I can here. All right.